welcome back to Rickesh's Creations. Let's talk. Yes, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for new notifications. Yes, how is everyone today? Hope everyone is feeling blessed and amazing. All right, I have a special announcement. You guys, today is a special day because guess what? It's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my Earth Day. It's my Earth Day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's my birthday, Earth Day. Birthday, Earth Day. Birthday, Earth Day. Birthday, Earth Day. Yes, yes, yes. Woo-woo! Celebration time. Yes, I'm so blessed. So grateful, so thankful. Yes, I'm not going to tell you my age. I know y'all want to know, but just know that I'm an 80s baby. So, hey, I'm going to let you do the math. I'm just so blessed, y'all. I'm so blessed. Hi, everyone. I just want to say welcome, 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 new subscribers. My loyals, thank you all for continuing to just tune in to my channel, continue to like my channel so it can, reach more people, invite more people to my channel, share it, feel free to comment, interact. This is a safe place, safe zone. This is just our place of like peace, right? Where we're getting that love, we're getting that friendliness, we're getting all of just the abundance as a family. So without further ado, I want you to leave your comments or leave your questions in the comments. Like if you have a question along your journey and you would like some intuitive guidance, if you're experiencing like needing some self-help along your spiritual journey, along your self-care journey, along your just everyday life journey. It doesn't have to be spiritual, okay? But if you have a question and you need an intuitive answer, leave it in the comments. Let me know if you want me to shout you out, and I will during the next video. If not, it's okay. You can remain anonymous, and you can email me at rickeshascreationsmail.com. Also, too, don't forget to hit that like button, you guys, because that helps my videos to reach more people. Also, too, feel free to share my videos with your friends, with your family, strangers, anyone you feel that can like learn something and feel some valuable information from my channel. Feel free to share. Also, too, if you want to send a donation to my channel just so I can continue to deliver this great content for you, cash out me at Rickesh's Creations, or you can PayPal me at rickeshascreationsmail.com, okay? And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for always tuning in and giving and showing your girl some love. Today is my birthday. Today is my birthday. Also, too, I want to let people know I am a Reiki master, a chakra healer. I'm also, too, an oracle. I'm an herbalist as well. I am your spiritual guide. I have put in the work, the time, the dedication to be able to heal myself and then come back and heal you guys. This channel is a trauma healing channel. I have been through and experienced my own things, but I'm on the other side of a lot of things. So I'm here to share some valuable information with you guys and hope that it helps you along your journey, right? So if you feel led to, like I said, leave your questions in the comments. Also, too, if you're like, I make custom-made jewelry, prayer jewelry, healing jewelry, protection jewelry. So if you're interested in any of those things, this set right here was custom made by me. If you want, you can visit my website at rickeshascreations.com. The things that I do put on there are custom made, so it may be just made once, and once it's sold, it's sold. But if you see something you like, I can most definitely duplicate it, okay? You can follow me on my IG at Rickesh's Creations. That's my gallery of work. Everything is custom made. Everything has been paid for already. But if you see something you like, feel free to reach out. Also, too, if you would like a reading and you feel led to because of your spirit leading you to do so, I most definitely can do that for you. You can follow me at Rickesh's Creations _ readings at IG on Instagram. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the question of today, you guys. This subject, this topic is just, it's like part of my whole life. So I'm excited to go over it with you guys. Make sure you got a pen and pad so you can write down and take some notes, all right? But let's get into it. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Question of the day is, how to know if you're experiencing a spiritual awakening. Ooh. Well, let's talk. All right, so I did want to let you guys know I meditated heavily on this. This one is going to be a very thorough one. However, I did write down some key points, so you may see me every now and then pick up my pad this time, okay? Because the girl got a lot she want to talk about. But I want to address this question: how to know if you're having a spiritual awakening? Well, first of all, you're going to become aware that you're having one. And what I mean by becoming aware that you're having one, everything that you thought you knew up until the point of the awakening, you're going to realize that it was an illusion.
What?
It was an illusion. You've been asleep. And as you come out of sleep state, right? It happens at every person's point. It doesn't happen to everyone at the same time. As spirit beings having human experiences, the awakening doesn't happen to everyone at the same exact time. It's not supposed to. It's like, if you go based off of the way that you're coming to this world and you leave the world. Like I said, we know our birth date, Earth Day, but we don't know our death date. And we're not supposed to really know our death date. But I mean, here's this. It's nothing wrong with knowing your death date, right? But some people cannot handle that, right? Not everybody want to know when they're going to leave. So, and not everybody is woke to want to know when they're going to leave. Because a lot of people are afraid of death. Put it like that, you know, death transition from the body. But in all actuality, that's not the end of life. That is actually the beginning of life. There's various levels of transcending to get back to creation, back to the source, back to the creator, back to home. So even when we transcend from the body, we're still on a journey trying to get back to source. So we would not reincarnate, right? To become like the gods, the orishas, the angels, the ancestors, the elder ancestors. So that's a whole nother subject right there. On that part, I'm not gonna go too deep on that one just yet, but if you want to know more, leave it in the comments. I'll collaborate more on that, but I want to go ahead and just continue with, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel like, you're gonna feel like this like, okay, I'm gonna tell you mine. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of my experience. I've had more than one spiritual awakening, and I have spiritual awakenings every time I'm about to go into a different chapter of my life. Okay. I am very, very, very in tune. Let me say that again. Very, very in tune with my life and life process. I always have been peculiar and always felt like I've been here in a wise soul, even as a little girl. And a lot of people who know me may have known that I have experienced a lot of different spiritual things that a lot of people who were asleep didn't quite understand. And me looking for answers from people had me in fear of my own gifts, my own awakenings. And you know what? It's okay. It's no one to blame. I mean, hey, it's okay. Me, I've always just been like, peculiar. Like, I've always been able to see extra, like seeing very, very, very clear. And so when I realized that other people were not seeing as clear as me, or were afraid to talk about not seeing as clear, it kind of put me on that road of loneliness, right? And that loneliness, you start to go within, or you start to question everything. So let me go to my keynote, okay? Because I want you to know this, okay? So the first one, you start to observe your own patterns. All right. So what I mean by you start to observe your own patterns, you start to observe certain things that you were doing that led to certain negative or positive actions. And you start to realize patterns of constantly doing the same thing. You know how sometimes you feel like, oh, I just been through this. Why am I going through this again? So when you become aware, you start to realize these things like, wait a minute. I know I've blamed, okay, put it like this. Sometimes when we have a spiritual awakening, or before we even have one, let me put it like this, before we even have one, we go around blaming people. We go around and we have our victim mode. And that's part of everyone's every person's purpose here on earth, is to go through these human things, to go through these human experiences, to feel everything, grief, to feel sadness, to feel happiness, to feel love, to feel joyful, like all the good, all the bad. We're supposed to experience a lot of that. Okay, we're supposed to experience that so we'll know what it feels like to be human, to be in this shell, to be in this body, right? With our six senses, right? We're here to experience all these things, to see things in a physical point, right? And to be able to, you know, decipher for ourselves whether this is real. And what I mean in this is real as far as this life here that we get so attached to, and we just go tooth and nail with everybody to make ourselves known in this world, right? So you start to observe certain patterns and certain things that's just not quite serving you any good anymore. You start to realize that some of the things you blame people for, you had a role in it too. And when I mean a role in it, that means you had to partake in the action, whether it felt good or not, for you to realize where is it coming from. And again, I'm always going to say this. A lot of things we experience that we still hold on to are things that we have experienced as children. A lot of things that we have experienced in our past lifetimes are still in our consciousness that comes with us. We are experiencing things from our ancestors, DNA, the bloodline, right? When you wonder why you're feeling and observing and feeling certain ways, a lot of it is your ancestors. A lot of it is in the bloodline. A lot of the stuff that you're experiencing is not even some of your stuff. It's people, it's others, it's other spirits, other spiritual stuff, right? All right. The next thing is you start to feel a sense of connection. And when I say that you start, after you observed your patterns, you realize, hold on, this ain't working. I need to change something. You start to eventually fade away from the outside world. Everything just kind of like moves itself out the way so you can start to feel connected to what you need to feel connected to. You start to feel more connected to, you know how sometimes we go outside and we get in the car and we're about to go drive. And we just so focused on where we're going. We don't take the time to look around and observe and appreciate nothing. We don't even appreciate the doggone stop signs because we wish it wasn't there sometimes, right? You get what I mean? But when you start to experience that awakening, you start to become more connected to earth, the trees, the grass, the insects, the animals. You start to become more connected to water. You want to be surrounded by the serene sound of water, right? Also too, you start to feel more connected to like looking at the sun, looking at the sky, looking at the stars. You start to feel connected to the spiritual world. You start to feel a little bit more like, wait a minute. Now, for me to be born and for me to, you know, excel as a spirit having a human experience, I have to live out certain things. You start to feel like your purpose starts to develop. The reason why you were here versus the things you was just doing to just get by or just to prove yourself to the world. You start caring less about being seen, and you start caring more about being heard, right? So that's an example of that. I know when I had my spiritual awakening, I had visions. That was one of my first when I had visions. And I was like a little girl having visions. And I would see things instantly, spontaneous, like butterfly effect, like boom, like playing it as a video in my head. And at times I would close my eyes, right? So couldn't nobody see me have one because I would go into like a zone. And I would see everything flash before me, everything. And it would be instantly like, boom. Now it's a whole lot different. Like, I think I'm just a walking vision, for real. It don't hit me the same way it used to. It hits me in a way where it's so divine. And all my extra senses have been awakened like a long time ago. So I'm living in my purpose. And that's why I'm here doing this with you guys. Let me give you another example. Another one, you start to feel disattached to certain things that you were attached to before. You start to detach yourself from negative situations. You know how sometimes we go through our period of life where we're in self-destruction mode because we were so hurt by something that happened or some things that happened when we were younger, or when we was traumatic situations, and we we start to self-destruct, and when you get to this point of self-awakening and self-detachment, you're not trying to destruct anything from yourself. If anything, you start to detach yourself from things outside of you that's just not serving you, and that can be bad habits, that can be people, that can be things that you've done that wasn't working for you. You start to just detach from trying to please people. You start to detach from trying to fit in. Fitting in with what other people think that you should be. Like, nobody knows you like you. I mean, nobody knows you like you. I'm telling you, get to know yourself, and you'll stop caring about what other people think about you. You are beautiful. You are unique. You matter, okay? And that's what you're going to start to tell yourself. And you're going to start to live out your own truth. And it may make other people uncomfortable, but guess what? That's okay. Sometimes we have to make things uncomfortable so we can grow as beings. We have to grow. Nothing is supposed to stay the same. And I know sometimes we get caught up in this life and thinking that we got everything planned out and it's supposed to go this way and that's it. That's when you sleep. When you're awakening, you start to realize that's just made up. That's not realistic. That's not true. That's not real. That's not really having a real human experience here. That's just being in autopilot. Autopilot mode. You know what that mode is? You just going with the flow, going with the flow, going with the flow. Getting angry at everything. You don't fit in with everything, but you're trying your best to fit in with everything. No, when you go through a spiritual awakening, none of that matters no more. Because it's going to be some things that have happened to you where you knew you felt God's presence, your angel's presence, your Orisha's presence, your guide's presence, your ancestors' presence, your own inner and outer self presence. That's going to make you feel like, I don't need nobody to approve of me being a being here. You decided to be born. Huh? Yeah, I just said something. You decided to be born. Ashe. You decided it. Yes, our parents birthed us. Yes, but you decided to be born. That's why it's your born day. I'm celebrating mine. I decided to be born. I knew I wanted to be here. And I came here with a purpose. Okay? And I'm going to leave this world better than what I came in as. That's my purpose. Now, let's figure out yours. Go within. The next one is you're going to start to find some inner peace. Inner peace. Ooh, and when I feel that, I feel chills. I feel goosebumps. And I'm going to tell you why. Like, for a long time, when I first had my spiritual awakening, boy, did I not question everything. Boy, did I not feel like, oh my God, I did so much talking within. I was just too afraid to talk to the outside world because I had already been judged. I had already been judged by people whom I loved. But you know what? And for a while, I kind of disconnected myself. I was just like, okay, you don't want to talk to me, I'm not going to talk to you. If you don't want to be in my life, I'm not going to be in your life. And and sometimes it used to bother me because I'm like, when I think about the things that I may have or have not done, I have tried my best. I have tried my best to be a good person to every single soul that I have encountered. I've tried. And if I haven't, I apologize. And if I haven't, I have forgiven myself. So, if you haven't gotten to that place of inner peace, I think you should work on that. That's going to be another part of your awakening, is finding inner peace. Finding inner peace and knowing that you don't know everything. Stop searching outside of yourself. That's why it's called inner peace. Inner peace. Now I have inner peace. Inner. Within peace. And that came from me just surrendering. Surrendering. Which is the next one. you start to surrender certain things and let it go. You start to let go of anger. I mean, you're going to still have moments where you in life, you're going to catch yourself. Come on, we got to have a balance now. But you're not going to hold all the anger, the negativity in your bodies where I don't know if you know this, but when you start having awakenings, you start to realize that a lot of your health issues come from blocked energies. Stored, trapped up energies that have been stored there since you was born in your bodies that need to be released. That's why we have all these diseases. That's why we having depression. That's why we having panic attacks. That's why we got bad anxiety. That's why we having different cancers. That's why we're having like all these sicknesses that's in our body. It comes from food. It comes from things that we eat, but it also too comes from things that we store within it. Our body is a container. It's like a refrigerator. So everything that you store in there is in there until you defrost it or throw it away, right? Or until you cook it. So think about your body like that. Sometimes it needs you to go within to talk to it, to heal it. To heal it. When you start to have a spiritual awakening, you start to feel everything in your body. From your head, your crown, to the bottom of your feet. Where you plant your feet to the earth. You're going to start to feel every tingle, every itch, every piece of pain that's in there. And a lot of it comes from stress. A lot of it comes from stress, overthinking, trying to figure everything out. I know, look, let me tell you something. When you're on this spiritual journey, when it's time for you to find out things, you're going to find it out. Because guess what? God going to allow everything to align itself accordingly so that it works out for the greater good of all parties involved. Does that make sense? So you don't have to go searching for anything. It's going to come find you when it's time. That's why everyone is not having an awakening at the same time. Some of us are supposed to be in sleep mode until we're tapped to wake up. 2023, a lot of souls have started to have awakenings. A lot of souls are having spiritual awakenings. They're starting to see things and starting to become angry or frustrated because we feel like we've been lied to or, and that's true. That's very true. You have been lied to.
What?
But don't be angry, okay? Because you got a chance to go live some of your best lives, right? You got a chance to go do some stuff and you probably should be thanking God you're still here. Thanking yourself that you're still here too. Thanking your angels for protecting you. They are there with you. They're nowhere outside of you. They are with you, within you. You feel their presence. That's how you know you feel God's presence, because you feel God within you. Not around you. Within you. So you start to find that inner peace when you go in and you start to feel the next one, synchronicity. You start to feel connected. You start to feel things. Have you ever had deja vu? Deja vu is a big part of feeling synchronicity, feeling synergy, feeling connected to earth, soul energy. You feel connected to the divine. You feel more connected to your inner self. You feel more connected to your younger self. You feel connected to your higher self. You feel connected to God. You feel connected to all things. All things. And you stop looking at other people and judging. You start looking within yourself like, you know what? This person may not be there yet. You be a guide to that person. Don't judge that person. Don't judge. I mean, it's easier said than done, but that's a pattern you'll eventually start to break. I want to say practice not judging people for 40 days. The way to break any habit, let me give you a little secret, so listen up, write it down. A way to break any habit that you're wanting to break is do it continuously, like a regiment, habitually, for 40 days. That will break any habit. 40 days. Mind transitioning. Unlearning to learn. Do the routine 40 days. See if you feel different. You will have more inner peace in your situation. All right. So the next one, getting good, huh? The next one is you will have an increased sense of compassion towards others. That was another video I just did. How to know if you've forgiven someone. And, previously I did that video. And in that video, I did talk about compassion. And what I mean compassion is like you start to have compassion for the people who lost their way once you start to find yours. Because we all are lost people until we wake up, right? And when we wake up, we have found ourselves. We found our sense of purpose. We find who we are, not who others are. We start to, not feel above anyone else. We don't let ego always take the front center. We have ego and we have intuition. We have feminine, we have masculine, okay? Energies. So, I can go more into that another day. I'm not going to go into that right now about the feminine and the masculine energies and the ego and the intuition. We can talk about that another time. But I'm going to just say briefly, we start to let go of all those different attachments, like the ones that kind of make us feel superior. We realize that we all here having human experiences. We all here for the same purpose. Whatever way we live it out, whatever character or actor we play in this thing called life, we are all here with the same purpose. Yeah. And every soul wants to feel unconditionally loved because that's God's love. I know I do. That's why I had to work on myself. That's why I had to go and be me and stop running from all my awakenings, because I've had many, many awakenings. So you may experience more than one within your lifetime, all right? But for now, we're just going to start in beginner's form, okay? And for those who are advanced, who are learning something from this, namaste. Peace, love, and happiness. May love surround all of you. But I just want to, continue to go on with saying you'll start to feel compassion. You'll start to feel compassion for those who are down on luck. You'll start to feel compassion for those people who remind you of yourself, or your younger self, or you know who your past self was. It ain't left you. All parts of you is still you. People think that we're supposed to be one way. No, we are a layer. A layer. It's like an onion. You peeling back the layers. We have more than one layer. We have our nice side, our mean side, our joyful side, our goofy side. Everybody got a side to them. Whether they show it or not, we all have many magnitude of sides to us. So I'm living out all of mine. Okay. But you start to feel compassion for people because guess what? You could have been that person. You start to feel compassion for living things. You wonder why you start. Have you ever started your awakening when you realize you become a crybaby? Yeah, I became a crybaby. And for a long time, I did not like crying because I used to be made, fun of, so to speak, by, me being somewhat sensitive and emotional. Well, guess what? I am sensitive. I'm sensitive to your energy. I'm sensitive to everything. So, and I am emotional, and I love that part of me. I am woman. I am divine feminine, baby. I love being emotional. Not overly emotional, but emotional, right? Because when I do things with compassion. I do things with passion. I'm a very passionate person. So, with that being said, I allow myself to feel compassion for others, no matter what they're going through. I don't have to agree with everything, but I feel you, okay? So the next one is you start to remove the fear of death. When I mean you start to remove the fear of death, you know how, like I said, we talked about the death date, right? Okay. You start to remove the fear that you're one day going to leave this earth. And you start to release how you're going to go. We all got a way that we signed up to say we were going to leave before we entered the world. We had a soul contract where we already talked about how we're going to come in, what we're going to do here, what we're going to experience here, and how we're going to leave here. But when you're born into the world, you forget that. So you can be in the moment of having human experiences until you wake up. And God says, it's time for you to go back to your agreement, your soul agreement that you made with me, that what you said you was going to do here on this earth. I need you to live that out. And that's why God got his angels, her angels surrounding us, right? Our ancestors are with us. We feel them, right? They're giving us the nudges. They're giving us a divine guidance. Don't worship your ancestors, but give them praise, right? Remember them because they have paved the way and they have passed down a lot of their gifts to you, okay? So you can become aware. They give you telltale signs along your journey so you can live out your purpose, whatever that is. And some of us think our purpose is way beyond this world, like, you know, trying to be the next whatever. If that's your purpose, you feel like it, live it out. I'm not judging. No. You do you. But our real purpose on earth is to just be present. To be present. So, with that being said, you start to remove the fear of death. And I know that's easier said than done. Trust me, I've had encounters where I was about to be out this place a few times. And what kept me was my fear of going at that time, at the way I was going to go, because it was going to be so tragic the way it was happening. And so each time, this is at least 3 times in my life. I know it's more than that, but at least 3 times in my life where I was almost in a situation where life was over. Okay, and I knew I was slipping out of consciousness. And I immediately went in my mind and became aware that I knew my spirit was eventually going to leave my body. And I prayed. And this is what I said. True story. God, please protect me. I do not want to go this way. My fear of going out the way that I was going to go was a fear of mine. And I'm going to tell you why, because I feel like I still had much more life to live. I wanted to reach this purpose of where I'm at right now and go beyond that, wherever that leads me to. I saw myself doing this one day. I saw myself being here at this place. 10 years, 11 years, 15 years back, I already saw it. But when I went through my stage before this awakening, I was in, trauma mode. And my purpose kind of seemed like it was far distant. But then I had to wake up. And ever since I woke up, I dedicated my life to finding peace, inner peace, protecting my energy, and releasing that fear of death. So when I do go, I left something behind that's more beautiful than the way that I left. Because when we leave here, or as we transitioning out of the body, we don't feel any of the trauma that is happening to our physical bodies. It's like a numbness come around and you start to feel lifted out of your body. I've had those experiences. And what kept me was my fear. So I'm working on releasing that fear as well. You feel what I'm saying? Of like how I'm going to go. So when I do go, I go in peace. I'm already guided with my ancestors lifting and taking me back up to the earth, to where I'm supposed to go until whatever's happening next, right? So that is a main one. Think on that one, okay? And the next one will be you increase your authenticity of yourself and your self-worth, your self-love. That's why this channel is created. For those who are at that place or wondering will they get to that place, you will, you shall. So more to be, you shall get there. And you get to your place of starting to care more about your body, care about the things that you're putting into your body, meaning foods, music, things you see. You start to care more about what you allow yourself to put in your energy bodies and your physical bodies, your positive mind, your negative mind. You start to care about those things that's attached to your aura, the things that's just not, it ain't working out for you. You're like, oh, I got to let it go. I got to let it go. You start to care more about those things. You start to care more about your fingers, your toes, your hands, your feet. Did you not realize that those things are the reason why you are still here? Your body is what's keeping you present. Appreciate your body. Okay? I'm not going to tell you how to be, but start to appreciate your body because it's what's keeping you here. Start to love your body. Stop looking at your body like it's, this thing that, I don't like it. You chose the body. You chose your body. You wanted to be different. You wanted to be unique. When you got into this world, you got caught up in the matrix and wanted to fit in with everybody. That was not what you were supposed to come here and do. So when you get to that place, you start to wake up and start to give yourself self-love, right? And you start to help others, okay? You don't be selfish with it. You start to go and help others find their self-love when they're ready. When they're ready, okay? Because me, I don't do anything forcefully. It's either you're going to get it, you want it, or you don't. Look, I've learned to ask for permission for energies before I enter because I feel the same. And last but not least, you start to flourish in life. You know, you start to become very, very, like the glow becomes there. You're flourishing in your marriages, your relationships, your careers. You're flourishing just in your whole just life purpose. Not all the material and all the outside things, but you just start to flourish within. You start to feel like you start to find the connection being here on earth. You don't, feel so out of place anymore. You start to realize I'm supposed to be here, I'm going to be here, and I'm going to enjoy everything that is here. Good and bad. Good and bad. Because at the end of the day, balance still has to be there. Remember, balance has to be there. You can't overdo it, underdo it. You have to have a balance. So I hope that all of this information has helped you to understand if you're having a spiritual awakening, and that it's okay to have it. You're going to have questions along your journey. Just go into yourself and have prayer. Pray and let go. Move forward. Be you. And don't worry about nothing else. God got you. And thank you all for tuning in with me on my channel on my birthday, Earth Day, born day. A girl happy, okay? And now I'm going to go out and celebrate. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning into my channel. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell, you guys, so you can get notifications on every video I post. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to like it, and comment below. And until next time, bye.